It was supposed to be a survival trip in the wild, but these two turned it into a vacation. In the tropical forests of Vietnam, they drink natural milk tea that is sweet and refreshing. Even in the snowy environment, they still eat free rose hips in the wild and drink fresh yucca juice. In the tropical forests of Vietnam, they drink natural milk tea that is sweet and refreshing.
The harsh environment is a nightmare for many survival experts. Every year, many explorers get lost and meet with accidents.
In this episode, the son of nature and a special operations veteran team up to conquer this land. Their initial supply is a broken motorcycle. Leaving it there would be a waste, so they decide to take it apart.
The two begin to check their gear. A bag of bread, a large hammer, and some repair tools.
A climbing rope and some miscellaneous items. Anything that can be used cannot be wasted. They remove the battery from the radio to use for starting a fire when needed. Soon, everything that could be removed was taken off. Carrying too much gear on the road is just a burden.
The nature expert suggests setting up camp on the spot. It's not too late to organize the gear and then move on.
The jungle is hot and uncomfortable. The nature expert is responsible for solving the problem of food and water. By chance, he finds a bamboo grove. Some bamboo stalks contain fresh water inside. But when he cuts it open, he is quite disappointed. Walking a bit further, he finds a banana tree. This is a great natural source of electrolytes in the wild. Without any hesitation, he swings his tool continuously. He quickly brings down the banana tree. Then he carves a groove in the tree trunk. Mentions. The water inside is clean, with a sweet and refreshing taste. According to the principle of capillary. Meanwhile, the tactical specialist is not idle. He collects a lot of fire-starting materials, preparing to send a signal. Meanwhile, the tactical specialist is not idle. He collects a lot of fire-starting materials, preparing to send a signal. Then he places it near the ignition point. One hand holds the bike, the other holds the tinder. He uses his strength to kick the starter. As the operation becomes more proficient, he finally creates a spark. After 10 minutes, he carefully transfers the fire to a pile of dry wood. He also adds some rubber pieces, hoping the smoke column will attract attention. The nature expert has water, but still needs a container. While looking for materials, a snake on a tree startles him. If bitten, it would be very dangerous. He brings back a piece of bamboo. He cuts a section and uses a tool to drill a hole.
Then he makes a simple handle. Finally, he chooses a small bamboo tube to make a straw.
He transfers the water by drawing it up and pouring it into the bamboo container. The tactical specialist is using a metal tube. The tactical specialist uses a rope to make a glowing ember. Just one spark can catch fire. The tactical specialist uses a rope to make a glowing ember. Just one spark can catch fire. Hearing the story of the water collection, the tactical specialist almost spits the water out in surprise. Seeing it's getting dark, the two must think about shelter. The jungle is full of wildlife. The safest way is to make a hammock off the ground. They collect wood and bamboo as materials, using cord to tie them into a figure-8 shape. The gaps are cross-woven with mountain vines. Thus, a double hammock is completed. Tied securely to the tree trunk, the two rest for a peaceful night. The next morning, they return to the old place and bring their gear. Before leaving, they leave a sign, so any search team has a clue. Then they head towards the east coast. The deeper they go, the denser the trees. The two must work hard to maintain their direction. Walking blindly in the jungle is a great risk. After careful thought, the tactical specialist removes a magnet from the radio. He ties two bamboo sticks together, quickly making a simple compass, using a cord to hang it in a bamboo tube. He tries spinning it to check the operation. Then he determines the north-south direction.
With a clear goal, the two continue to trek through the jungle for a long distance.
The view suddenly opens up. They find a stagnant pool of water, looking very muddy.
Even the nature expert doesn't dare to drink it, but the stream next to it can be utilized.
After some basic preparation, they hear the sound of rushing water ahead. 5 minutes later, a large river appears before them. The widest part is nearly 400 meters.
Even a good swimmer wouldn't dare to cross it casually.
The two discuss their options. Perhaps we can try further upstream.
It's too risky. We should scout for a bridge.
Taking a detour is impossible, so they decide to cross the river to the east. The nature expert leads the way. The path is both slippery and wet. One slip could be very dangerous. Everyone is anxious. Suddenly, the tactical specialist slips. Fortunately, it was just a scare. Otherwise, it would be hard to explain to his family at home. They waded through the river for over half an hour and only covered half the distance.
The water ahead is getting more and more violent. Walking alone won't get them across.
Inevitably, the two decide to swim to the opposite bank, about 100 meters away. They lighten their load for the swim. This action seems risky. But there is no other choice. Luckily, there are no crocodiles here. The two put in all their effort to leave the danger zone. Panting from exhaustion, they reach the shore safely. Then they continue through the jungle, finding a flat piece of land ahead.
The river crossing consumed a lot of energy. It's time to find some food.
Otherwise, it would be hard to explain to his family at home. Using a tool to split the bamboo. Drilling a hole in the bamboo tube to make a mechanical component.
Threading the bamboo through the head. Then taking tree bark to make a string.
In less than an hour, a homemade bow for hunting is completed. Just a few steps away from hunting mode. Meanwhile, the nature expert is not idle.
He takes the fire-starting kit he made earlier, adding some tinder.
Using the motorcycle headlight to focus sunlight, in less than a minute, it starts to smoke. He carefully starts the fire, and the flames quickly burst out. On the other side, the tactical specialist is searching for prey. Animal tracks appear everywhere, very suitable for hunting. But still no sign. Just then, he spots a bird on a tree. After loading the arrow, the first shot misses. The tactical specialist remains determined. Returning empty-handed is not an option. Just as he finished speaking, he saw a porcupine looking for food. He was so focused that his adrenaline surged. He aimed straight at the prey, but the shot didn't connect.
There is a saying that 3 times is a charm. He launched the 3rd attempt.
A sound was heard, this time hitting the mark. The porcupine is a resilient creature and didn't stop immediately. The tactical specialist followed it and secured the catch. From then on, the porcupine lay still.
He happily brought the catch back to camp. The scene before him made him stop.
While he was working hard to hunt, the nature expert was enjoying himself like he was on vacation.
Then they began to process the meat. No extra seasonings available. Grilled over charcoal for about 10 minutes. The two hungry men ate with great appetite.
Enjoying the authentic grilled meat, the aroma stimulates the senses.
If only there was a cold beer, it would be great. Time moves to the third day. To quickly leave this place, the nature expert climbs up to a high place to observe, aiming to determine the direction for the next leg of the journey. Through the gaps in the trees, he finds a clearing. Based on the tactical specialist's compass, they continue for about 10 minutes. The view ahead suddenly opens up.
A farm hut appears. When the farm owner appears behind the hut, the two have successfully completed the challenge.
The Wyoming snow region in the Rocky Mountains has an altitude of up to 4,000 meters.
Strong winds and avalanches make survival even harsher. Often, snowmobile riders get stuck
And struggle against the blizzard. In this episode, the nature expert and the tactical specialist will conquer this land together. At the beginning, the two trek through the thick snow. Their supply this time is a broken snowmobile.
They try to start it, but only hear the engine sound, without it starting.
Opening the fuel tank, they find it's completely out of fuel. So the two have no hope of fixing it.
They collect everything they can use. A survival manual, a repair kit, and a windshield. Anything that can be used is brought along. As the storm gets more violent, they decide to split up. The nature expert is responsible for finding shelter. He uses the windshield to dig snow, intending to make a snow cave for the night. After about 10 minutes of work, the nature expert takes off his outer jacket. In a place like this, sweating is a taboo. When sweat freezes, it will quickly suck the heat.
The tactical specialist has taken the snowmobile apart. He intends to use these materials to start a fire.
First, dig a hole in the snow to prevent the fire from getting wet. Line the bottom with branches and a metal plate. Use the energy from the power source to create a spark. Then add a specialized fire starter to the tinder. After more than a dozen attempts, the fire finally burst out. He threw in rubber to create black smoke, to attract the attention of passers-by. But man proposes, God disposes. Fog quickly covered the valley, making the smoke signal almost useless. Even so, the tactical specialist still didn't give up. He removed the snowmobile headlight and found a branch as a stand. Use wires to connect the light to the battery. Then send a signal, 3 short, 3 long, 3 short.
Time moves to the second day. There is nothing to eat or drink here. Staying longer is facing extreme hardship. The two agreed to move to a lower altitude. Due to the thick snow, the nature expert intends to make a sled. The tactical specialist makes a stand to carry supplies. The two quickly got to work, removing the skis from the snowmobile. Measuring the appropriate size and position. Then drilling holes to fix them. Using rubber bands to tie them tightly. Just then, the tactical specialist returned. He used a thermal blanket to wrap all the supplies. Without further delay, they headed down. At first, the tactical specialist could keep up, but the lower they went, the thicker the snow. After a few steps, he lost his footing. Despite being teased by the nature expert, he still endured. Not knowing how long they walked, the view ahead suddenly opened up. A large lake appeared.
This is an ideal place to send a distress signal. They went to the middle of the lake.
Drawing a large V on the snow, then filling it with green pine branches. If a plane flies over, it will be easy to spot. After finishing, they split the work. The nature expert is responsible for setting up camp. The tactical specialist goes to collect dry wood. A large leaning tree caught the nature expert's attention. Using the snow windshield as a digging tool.
No need to dig too wide, just enough for 2 people to lie down. Then making a roof.
Collecting wood to surround the cave entrance. Creating a shelter like a native snow house.
Don't see the snow everywhere, actually the branches are very dry. The tactical specialist brought back a large bundle.
Seeing the shelter, the tactical specialist could only exclaim. Then they started a fire with the supplies. He spread a layer of pine branches on the ground, using treated fire-starting material as tinder, then taking the battery out again. Since the battery was almost out of power, he had to try many times. While the nature expert was finishing the shelter, the tactical specialist went around to find more food. Along the way, he didn't see any protein source. He had to switch to finding edible plants. Not far away, he found a bush of withered rose hips. Tasting it, he found it sweet.
He picked them all and brought them back to camp. At night, they ate the berries by the fire.
The vitamin C content is dozens of times higher than beef. Time moves to the 3rd day.
Hunger began to overwhelm them. The nature expert took out a spring, intending to make 2 fishing hooks. The tactical specialist understood immediately and went out to find bait. The nature expert used pliers to straighten the spring. In less than 5 minutes, an exquisite fishing hook was completed. Using a screw as a sinker, adding bait to make a simple fishing rod, bringing the gear to the middle of the lake. They used a tool to drill through the thick ice and began ice fishing. Minutes passed without any sign of fish biting, making the tactical specialist restless. Just then, there was movement on the nature expert's side. He slowly pulled the line up.
An unlucky salmon was caught. The tactical specialist looked on with admiration. Suddenly, his line also tensed. A large fish surfaced. The tactical specialist immediately secured the catch.
Then the nature expert, as if blessed by luck, caught 3 more salmon. They brought them back to camp. Grilled over charcoal until just right, no seasoning added, biting into a piece of authentic grilled fish. Crispy on the outside, tender on the inside. The 2 ate ravenously. Time moves to the 4th day. To quickly escape this place, the 2 kept busy. Suddenly, the sound of an engine was heard overhead.